What they want to do is they want to create like the new Tower of Babel, right? But like we lost the blueprint. But like what's happening is it's more like Tartarus. Back to it.
Oh, I know who this guy is.
Oh,
He's a
Aston's
Terry
bottom right.
supporter.
Let me go
I saw
up
this
here then.
post.
Top left buster.
Abdul Al Saeed, we need to invest in reparations. We need reparations in this country.
And we owe the reparations of recognizing that this country was built on uncompensated labor of enslaved people.
That's a grift. That's such a grift. And like, okay, look at my skin. Oh, white guy. Hey, I'm half Hawaiian, and you know what? You don't hear Hawaiians like crying about reparations. You know what? Actually, we're probably the most oppressed indigenous race in America because even like Native Americans get some sort of reparation. Like they get like they can get money, but yeah, I don't know.
I believe we owe it to engage in reparations. There are so many ways in which we need to have a conversation about
reparations. Should have been done like
we need reparations.
Not my generation, someone else's generation.
By the way, like my position on reparations is that you already got it. If you're black living in America right now, that's better than living in any country in Africa. You get to enjoy the fruits of labor, for better or for worse.
Yeah, okay, fruits of labor too. Like that's like saying like they built it for themselves too, you know, like if you're really trying to quantify the amount of calories that were spent making America, like the same people crying for reparations are reaping the benefits of their ancestors. Like make it make sense.
If you're black living in America right now, that's better than living in any country in Africa. You get to enjoy the fruits of labor, for better or for worse, of the country, and you get to live in the best country in the world.
Facts.
That's the way I see it. I bet if you gave every single one of these people a choice, like we give you $20,000 and you have to go to Africa or you stay in America, every single person would sit their ass down here. Every single one. Except for that one lady who says, I went over to Africa, the bullshit ass lizards, the bullshit ass power not working, the bullshit ass insects, the bullshit ass scammers, everything else. Like, yeah, 20K asset. Exactly, right? And so, like, I mean, it's just not going to happen. Like, they got reparations because they're free in the greatest country in the world. So anyway, obviously this is, and by the way, like,
sure.
Every single country benefited from slavery.
Yeah.
There's no country, as far as I know, in the world that doesn't
there's still countries. He's probably gonna say it. There's still countries
that hasn't benefited from slavery, either from a first order or second order effect, right? So like everybody is guilty of this, and it's not a racial thing or anything. Everybody's had slaves. So, and welfare, yeah, nothing to see here. So somebody says, this guy says, I totally agree. American Muslims like Abdul need to pay reparations to the families of the victims of 9/11 and to
my bad, I have to pause. I have to reply.
Soldiers who lost their lives in the war of terror. So basically now,
only person I hurt was myself. Okay, let's go back.
Country, as far as I know, in the world that hasn't benefited from slavery, either from a first order or second order effect, right? So like everybody is guilty of this, and it's not a racial thing or anything. Everybody's had slaves. So, and welfare, yeah, nothing to see here. So somebody says, this guy says, I totally agree. American Muslims like Abdul need to pay reparations to the families of the victims of 9/11 and to soldiers who lost their lives in the war of terror. So
oh my god, that's crazy. Gotcha.
Basically now it's like, if you want to say that all white people now have to pay reparations to black people, well, what about every Muslim paying reparations for fucking you know, all this other shit? That same logic? It's the same exact logic. But like, obviously these people, nothing to see here, just a conservative pundit blaming all Muslims in America for 9/11. Really? So you don't even understand. So you're gonna blame all white people now for slavery, but now it's okay to blame all Muslims for 9/11.
Double standards crazy.
I'm going to have a hot take. It's actually, in my opinion, more logical to blame all Muslims for 9/11 than all white people for slavery.
Because it's religious. It was a religious-based attack.
Because being a Muslim is a decision and being white isn't. You opt into choosing to follow Islam. So like, this isn't something that you're born into, right? I mean, a lot of people are born into a religion, but they choose to practice and follow and engage in that religion as adults and free people. So if anything, I think that it's probably more justified to seek reparations from Muslims for 9/11 than it is to seek reparations from white people for slavery.
Normal people don't actually want that, but the conversation being had is important because it's just like double standards and are annoying. It's like just full of bad actors.
It's not even remotely close. Imagine if a leftist pundit blamed all Jews in America for Gaza.
Insane.
Well, I don't think I have to imagine.
You don't.
I don't think that we have to imagine here. Who's going to tell him? Will we see heated condemnations of this racist freak a la Piker? Of course not. You did. You saw a lot of condemnations. You did. 8 people, 8 different politicians condemned him. And then this guy responds, right? This is the person that made the original comment. Wait, are you saying it's wrong to demand people compensate others for an atrocity they had nothing to do with? What a concept. So here we go again. And is this destiny? So here we go. You really don't accept. Is this? Oh my God. This guy, by the way, if it was up to me, all of the people like Mehdi Hassan would have their citizenship stripped and be sent back to whatever place their parents came from, or they came from, or their grandparents came from. I would totally remove these people from Western civilization.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the entire world at this point is like, or most civilized countries are being invaded, and it's like racist to talk about it. But like honestly, I think if you really care about your country and where you're from, you and your heritage and like all of that stuff, like the entire civilized world should exercise extreme nationalism for a few years.
I would take all of their stuff. I would send them back. You can keep the shoes on your feet, and you can never come back to this country. These people are terrorist supporters. They are subversive. They hate Western civilization. They are the enemy within, and they need to be removed. That's what I think. I don't want these people in the country, and I view Western civilization as a collective. This is a collective consciousness between Canada, America, most of Europe, right? Almost all of Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and maybe 1 or 2 others that I'm not thinking of, right?
Maybe you could put some South American countries in there.
Israel is kind of on edge, right? Like not really. But like that is Western culture. So
You could like extend this even further too. Like if you just drop the Western part, it's just like civilized culture. You could put like Korea, Japan, China. I do think Mexico as well. Kinda. Mexico asterisk.
in my opinion, if somebody does something that's bad in one
South Africa.
of those countries, there's a collective like value in that, right? And so South Africa, I mean, it was, right? I mean, that's it. Australia's too doomed. I have no idea. So you really don't accept that the Democrat attacks on Piker and the obsession with him while giving Rogers a pass for his allegiance with actual fascists and racists isn't what's going to tank AES campaign. Oh, Abdul El Said. This is bordering on untrue. You never seen corporate Democrats fighting as hard.
Of course. AES, Abdul El Said. It's just like UAE. Like you can't like. It's like the same acronyms. It's kind of funny.
Hard and as on message against Trump as they are against Hassan right now. It's insane. It's because it's too easy. Like the reason why is that like Trump is entertaining. He's good at responding to questions. Hassan just says the same things over and over. And I think also like Hassan, I said this earlier, is the perfect caricature for the left, right? The rise up. Is there somebody?
Hassan kind of has like the infinity stones of like social justice. Like if you really think about it, he's not white. He is Muslim. I don't know. I'm not gonna go into it. He's like, but like if you know what I mean. He has the infinity stones of social justice.
Who's mad about this? I'll see if I can find one. And oh, he already got banned. Okay, we're not even gonna waste time on this. So I was gonna go in and fucking argue with somebody, but the mods already banned him. Who gives a fuck? So anyway, this is untrue, bordering on slanderous. Democrats of all stripes fight Trump every day. They're also fighting Piker because they think he's going to sink El Said and blow the Democrats' shot at taking the Senate and having more power to fight Trump. So the Democrats effectively made a Faustian pact with the third world, and the
what is this emote? This emote for the mods?
Third world is now revolting. They brought over a bunch of third worldists from other countries that base decisions off of tribal and religious allegiance. And now you have to play footsie with these people and appease them in order to get them to vote for you. And I think that's what happens every single time with these groups. And so I don't feel bad for the Democrats having this happen. As I said, it's Frankenstein's monster. Like
it is.
You've created this monster. You've imported all of these people in. And whenever I say the solution is to
It's no coincidence that within this most recent presidency, a lot of like sheets like curtains have been drawn.
Just remove their citizenship and deport them. Well, then even now, these Democrats are saying, well, you can't do that. Okay, well, then enjoy your party being taken over by jihadists. Enjoy your party being taken over by, ethnic supremacists that are trying to import third world blood feuds from Africa into America. Have fun. That's great. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But this is what they do. Trump does the same thing, though, just selective of which. Trump is not importing people from third world blood feuds unless you want to consider that like, workers from India, which is not even remotely close. So, and also ICE is deporting more people now than they have like in all of last year. So I think that's just, again, like, oh, but Trump, what about trying to reverse things? Like, I don't want to hear that. So,
By the way, how do we still have Trump derangement syndrome like 10 years after he was first elected? Like, can we like move on, guys? Like, can you guys like can we just like move on? Like, think critically. Like not saying to love him, but like it's like actual psychosis just at the thought of his name sometimes. Easy to watch.
oh, yeah, you don't really accept the Democrats attack Piker and obsession with him, giving Rogers pass. Okay, I already saw that. Let me go back over. And then this is Destiny talking about it. You're dramatically out of step with party. Most Americans, including Democrats in a battleground state, aren't going to be happy aligning with a man who's cheering on Islamic terrorists, pushing for a Jewish genocide, and praying for the destruction of the United States.
Likes Destiny tweet.
That's a
Send
fact.
tweet.
That's a true. Yep. What is this here?
I'm waiting on the shit on Hassan part of the video.
Democrats don't give a fuck about you.
yellow.
They would literally shoot you in the fucking head if it meant that they would be able to secure additional electoral wins. Shut the fuck up.
Which is why you need to support people like Hassan, because he supports people that would shoot you in the fucking head if you were a Jew instead. I wonder what Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis would do to a trans person. Oh, geez, guys.
Awful
It's a
things.
real mystery. Nobody has any idea. So it's just, these people are just so dishonest. It's unbelievable, isn't it? And so this is all they do is lie. And is he he's responding to Destiny. Good thing that man doesn't exist out of your imagination. Also on Israel, the base is more in line with AES than you. If the base is more in line with, again, most people are against, I don't know about most people being against Israel, but most people are not for foreign wars. That doesn't mean that they want to support Islamic terrorism. Like, this is the problem that people like Mehdi Hassan and Hassan do, is that they create a false dichotomy between you either have to support Islamic terrorist jihadis or you have to support Israel. Neither of these groups are American. The jihadis are not American and Israel is not American.
Yeah.
So what these people are doing is they're trying to lure people that don't understand that this is the trap that they're being pulled into.
Really virtuous people like this are annoying. The last job that I had, there was this girl. She's cool, she's pretty, but like it's just like some girls are just crazy. Like, like I remember she had put a Kim Petras song on in the restaurant. If you know who Kim Petras is, you're a gooner. But for even knowing that. But yeah, I was like, wow. I was just surprised. I was just shocked. I was like, wow, you would play this and you know what this is and you would play this out at work in public. And she was like, so you're transphobic. I was like, what? I didn't even say anything. I was just commenting.
Is that they defend, justify, and use all of the actions of Israel, not because they're actually angry about Israel, but because they want to use Israel as a way to disarm criticism against their own extremism, against their own jihadis people, and against their own attempts to try to ethnically replace Americans and all.
It is crazy because like none of this is American. Like he's just right. Like all these problems aren't American. Like can we talk about like I don't know something that pertains to America other than like replacing Americans with this?
Also Westerners in Europe too. This is the reason why.
Like what happened? What happened to the God-fearing American? Why is it like now the Allah-fearing American?
Is that they're doing this as a means to an ends. That's what they're trying to do. All roads lead to Israel. Just ask what would Hamas do to a trans person? Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is it. Let me see here. People post videos of you from many years ago where you were espousing radical Islamist ideas. You claim you have changed, yet I find you here sweeping for an obvious Islamic terror worship. Why? What were you lying when you said you've changed, or are you really just ignorant to what you defend? What am I supposed to think about you or El Said when you can't even speak honestly about what's right before your eyes? We've all seen the streams, we've all seen the videos. I posted this video earlier and I noticed that you didn't respond. So please, can you tell me what Hassan is doing in this video? Why is he cheering on the terrorist hijacking of a ship where the hostages were taken for 400 days? Am I to assume that you haven't changed and you still support Islamic terrorist attacks in the West, but now you simply hide it? Do you believe that there aren't a dozen other videos that I can post of Hassan openly cheering on terrorist attacks against civilians in the West? By the way, none of these videos, none of these instances he was banned for. We'll watch this.
This is Rust. Bro, they fucking look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking overtake. They start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you're an Israeli, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, or if you are actually sending ships to the Israeli port of...
These were random South Americans, by the way.
It's not a lot.
Had nothing to do with Israel.
Is now bankrupt. But what was the other port? Haifa, right? Is it Haifa? Is Haifa the bankrupt one? Anyway, there's a lot of information. I can't recall all of it.
Haifa is a city in Israel.
If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until...
Territorial boundary, by the way. This is international waters.
You stop doing genocide in Gaza. Because they say it. They're like, listen, we don't like you. We're not a fan of you. Okay?
So it's like a third party.
Yeah, this is a group of people that are like...
He's like trying to like compartmentalize it into Apex Legends. Like, okay, so they're getting third party? Okay, got it.
We care about the Palestinians. We don't want you bombing them. Yeah. So we're going to fucking take action. And we're going to try to punish you
bad drop
to the best of our ability. And by God, they started doing that, and they were doing it real well. So they started taking over these ships. They started targeting the ships. If you pass through, they communicate with you. They're like, hey, where are you going? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And if you're trying to get in there, we're going to fucking bomb you.
Are there people on this helicopter right now?
Yes. What do you mean? Of course there are people on this helicopter. What do you think, is a fucking drone?
Kind of, from this angle.
No, there are people on this helicopter.
So this is like a hostile... They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah, they're flexing.
They're flexing.
And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent, right? So
yeah, but you don't understand. Okay, so
that's insane. Insanity.
So no. Okay, wait. So I know it looks like it's a bunch of terrorists taking over a ship and taking hostages from random civilians.
That's what it
but
looks
no,
like.
you don't understand.
Like, their goal is to film it and show it to the world, so like other companies that don't want to risk having this happen to their product, having this happen to their ships.
See, whenever I see this, I think that I'm totally okay with my tax dollars being spent to absolutely eradicate these people. Just find out where they live, blow up their house. There it is. Problem solved. Every single one of them. Get them out.
Literally are like, okay, we're not going to use the trade route anymore. All of a sudden, if you don't use the trade route, trade gets more expensive for the West.
Yep.
All of a sudden, if you can't use that trade route, the Israeli port is going to get bankrupt. Israel is not
I mean, this is just terrorism. This is actually just international terrorism.
going to be able to get the materials in time that they need for waging their war. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate
He's
this.
like explaining...
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
What's funny is that I think this is backfired. I think that now everybody's realized that Iran actually is a terrorist nation because they're bombing everybody around them. And they're starting to realize that these people are just simply trying to cause you harm so you'll support them. It actually has nothing to do with an ideology. They're trying to hurt you so you'll help them. I don't think that's going to work, man. So let's see if Mehdi Hassan is supporting this.
A video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles called the
Sound
Qassam sniper rifle, which is derived from the Iranian AM-50 Sayyad.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's video.
Bathtub sniper rifle.
Isn't it crazy that Hassan was able to broadcast literal terrorist propaganda ever since October 7th and nothing has ever happened to him on Twitch? You have somebody who's literally playing terrorist propaganda videos on a regular basis, openly supporting terrorist organizations that kill and take hostage American citizens. And somehow Twitch is just totally okay with this. They're totally fine with this happening. And this is at the same time that Twitch had IP banned anybody from Israel from being able to make an account. I'm not kidding you. If you had an account with an Israeli IP address, you couldn't make an
I didn't
account
know
on
that.
Twitch. And then when Twitch got called out for this, after over a year, they said it was because, oh, well, it's because it was during a war and we didn't want to have people showing footage from a war. So then people asked, well, can you make an account from Ukraine? And of course,
To be fair, like I know this is Israel, but like they're talking about Israel. But like if you've been paying attention to Twitter, some of the things that the Iranian government tweets is insane. It's insane.
yes, you can.
Man, that's crazy.
It got so bad. Hassan's terrorist support has gotten so bad that Twitch actually had to change their terms of service. Is that back in the day, whenever a manifesto would come out from like
I was
somebody
gonna
like
say this.
Luigi or Ted Kaczynski or somebody else, right?
I'm gonna beat him to it. I'm gonna pause. Sorry, Asmin. But like, yeah, because of Hassan, you can't read manifestos on stream. Now, you'd ask, why? Why do you need to read a manifesto on stream? You see, well, gamers have a naturally good sense of humor. Something that Hassan kind of lacks. And like, dude, manifesto jokes were funny. They were funny like 10 years ago.
People would read the manifesto and talk about it. Hassan glazed the manifesto, and his chat mainly, not really Hassan, it was his chat that glazed this manifesto so bad that Twitch had to change the rules on the entire website because of how embarrassing it was. That's amazing.
Is that COD?
He hyped his chat up though. Is it Call of Duty?
No, it's Arma.
That's crazy.
That's
Wild.
crazy.
Insane.
And you can see also, by the way, like their own weapons. It said local. Yeah, I mean, like message in English. At least this is one person. Both IDF and Hamas are disgusting. One base chatter in Hassan's chat. Okay, that's fair to say. Easy.
Yes, we will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers.
Uh-huh.
Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well.
There's a little message for the Americans out there as well that this is
What? That's crazy to say. That's fucking crazy to say, actually. Like, dude, that's like your neighbor's like older brother. Like that's your fucking ex-girlfriend's like brother, like dad. Dude, these are like like human people in America. Like, dude,
the person who wants you to think that they care about
Hassan has never said thank you for for your service in his entire life.
American politics. Listen to this.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
there's a little message for the Americans
That's
out there
awful.
as well.
These are the
Crazy.
people that he supports that are literally making guns to kill American soldiers. Wow. And he's surprised that, you know, you have Democrat politicians that are disowning him. This should have never even happened. It should have never even gotten to this point to begin with. Also, Mehdi Hassan will never explain why this is okay. The reason why Mehdi Hassan can't defend this is because he supports it. People like Mehdi Hassan support the Houthis going around and killing people. They support the terrorism. Now, they might not openly say this, but they only do every behavior they make is in service of advancing the goals of terrorism. They are terrorist enablers. They are terrorist supporters. And if probably possible, they'd be the terrorists themselves. Unfortunately, they're doing in a way something even worse, which is trying to brainwash the people in the West into being sympathetic to literal terrorists. Did he say that though? Well, that's what I said before. Has he ever denied this? Has he ever done this? This is what I think. I think that he supports it. I do.
Probably do.
I do. I think he supports it.
It's just sheer tribalism. Like that's what America is right now. It's just tribalism. Like it's like self-segregation almost in like the most literal sense. Like crazy women only talk to crazy women and they all just echo chamber themselves. You know, like some certain like, you know, some certain cultures, like they just keep it to themselves.
And whenever I go back and I look at videos, YouTube videos of
And it like harbors hate. It just harbors hate. I mean like okay, I get it. Like what these people are doing, they're doing it really bad, but like what they want to do is they want to create like the new Tower of Babel, right? But like we lost the blueprint, and like how we're trying to build it now is it's not gonna work. It's like the Tower of Babel was supposed to be like one place where everyone is together, everyone speaks like the language, everyone can communicate with each other. But like what's happening is it's more like Tartarus. It's like every single floor is locked to like its own tribe, and like the floors can't interact with each other because they're own and they're all in their own separate layers of hell. It's actually awful.
Mehdi Hassan talking about kafir and everything else. Yeah, I think he does. I think it's actually just the simplest answer is the correct one. This is a person that supports Islamic terrorism because they are Muslim and they support other people that are Muslims that are terrorists. It's literally that simple. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I gotta read between the lines. It's not even the lines. Just go back and listen to him talk about it. It's pretty fucking obvious. So all of his actions, yes, every action that he does is towards that same goal. Let me finish the rest of it. Oh, okay, great. This is it right here.
Different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire. Once we do that, we are lost.
This is a terrorist supporter.
Islam, to believe is to know. To disbelieve.
By that logic, you're white, therefore you support white supremacy? Well, number one, these people say that all the time.
Yeah, it's like not even like you're not original for saying that.
Do you really believe that?
And anyone with like a brain knows it's not true.
You're not really trying to do this, are you?
Yeah, I know, right? Play Deadlock, Zach. Stick to www.
Here.
Deadlock's not bad, but it's not. No.
Like, there's no way you're actually trying to do this.
Deadlock would have never been Asmongold's game. Like, he played WoW.
Well, you're not. Please, can you just type something? Can you please just type something? Please just fucking type something. So I don't have to sit here and fucking waste time for something. You just please type something. Talk about a deadlock. That's you right now. How can you say Muslims support terrorists because they're Muslim?
It's religious.
I didn't say Muslims supported terrorists because they're Muslim. I said Mehdi Hassan supported terrorists because he's Muslim and he has espoused support for terrorism in the past, and he has used rhetoric and language that has dehumanized people that are not Muslim, and he has repeatedly tried to downplay and make less important the negative effects of Islamic terrorism. Of course, every Muslim does not support Hamas.
I'd like a statement.
Hamas is killing other Muslims all the time.
It'd be your own people.
But yeah, I think it's absolutely religious solidarity.
Tribalism.
I think that's absolutely a factor. Do you think it's not? Do you think if you took a poll of the general population and then you took a poll of every Muslim, which percentage of this group would have a higher ratio of people that supported Hamas? Why are we playing like this isn't happening? It's obviously happening.
You could do the same thing by just like looking at the demographic of who votes for who.
Duh. Not acknowledging that is naive. What about Native Americans fought colonials? Were they terrorists? Same logic. People that oppressed in a decade, they have a right to fight for their lives.
That's a stretch for this situation, brother.
How is going and taking over a random ship fighting for your life?
You stopped the music.
I don't think anybody, by the way, I don't think anybody who's an American is angry at the Native Americans for killing, like, Americans whenever we had the wars with the natives. Like, yeah, we had a war and they killed some of us and we killed a lot of them and we pretty much won, but we recognize that some of them were fierce fighters. They were really brave. We respect them, but that's what happened in the war. We won. I think that's pretty fair, honestly.
Yeah, let it go.
I'll wait for one more comment, and then I want to move past this because there's more of this topic that I want to talk about. We dropped 2 nukes on Japan. We're allied now. Yeah. Come on. Let's get this out.
Gotta have some room for forgiveness in your life. It's only human.
You can't hate us that bad. They did. And it's ideologically driven. He's making a classic false equivalency argument. That's what Muslim was in history and Mediterranean. How is it killing Christians even now about Lebanon? Slow IQ debate, move on. Yeah, honestly, like, this is just...
Low IQ debate.
I just don't agree with that statement, but fair. You have to look at the big picture and not individual instances. No, you don't.
This dude's 100% smacking the pen.
No, actually, you don't. You can look at the bombing in Dresden and saying that it was horrible that we killed all those people. And you can also say that it was good to fight the Nazis. You can draw a distinction all the time. Like, it's very easy to say that certain actions are good and certain actions are bad.
Yeah, it's like saying, it's like the saying goes, you know, history's written by the winner.
Like, you don't agree? I mean, it's not about agreeing. Like, it's just, again, whenever you're a terrorist and you're going around doing this, there's not a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of wiggle room here. Oh, here we go.
If I speak, this guy is a red dot on his head away from being the sex offender from the last video we just watched.
Like, people get annoyed when I say this, and you've said it, I'm sure, a version, which is,
Dude, holy audio
yes, there's a
desync.
far right, and yes, there's a far left. The far right wants Nazism and ethnic cleansing. The far left wants Medicare for all. That is not the same thing.
And I would also argue that even in the context of like the
Yeah, bro, like, you only want ethnic cleansing for Jews.
far right in this country is pretty much a genuine far right. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, internationally speaking,
Yes.
you start to
No,
bump
they're not.
up against fascism.
Yep.
You know,
As we saw.
as you saw with
Very
the guy,
quickly.
he's a
20
fascist,
minutes
you know, I
in.
got no problem with that. But the far left
No,
in this
they're
country
not.
is not
Communist.
the far left.
It's fucking Scandinavian
No.
social democrats.
Okay, this Mehdi Hassan guy doesn't even have an American accent.
It's the Democrats in 1939.
That's true. Yeah, it's
I mean,
FDR Democrats.
Yeah, and the Republicans now were the
Someone in Asmon's chat said, "What a nonce." That's not what nonce means, but it's just funny to call him that. That's crazy.
Democrats in 2005. Like, this is total bullshit. This is like, well, our extremists just want the world to be a better place, and their extremists want to do all the bad stuff. Right.
Democrats.
100%.
And at best international comparisons, it's Danish centrist.
And so
Yeah.
even in the context of that analysis,
good point.
what you're seeing is really a return to the roots of the Democratic Party, of the modern Democratic Party, which was the New Deal. You know,
Yeah.
If Mamdani was to come out and actually propose things that FDR did,
Keep in mind, this is just more other random stuff, is that one of the things with Mehdi Hassan and also Hassan on Twitch is that if there is ever a struggle between Islamic extremist terrorism jihadis and the West, these people will always be on the side of the Islamic jihadist terrorists.
Tribalism.
Every single time. And you can take this and you can take it to the bank. You can remember this for the next like 5 years. You can be like, oh, well, what about whenever he said this? That's the way it is. Every single time. Take it to the bank.
Hamas and Hezbollah are also terrorist groups. The designation of terrorism is simply a socio-political tool applied by the United States of America, the arch terrorist, that actually literally perfectly is under the same confines, under the same analysis of
America's terrorists.
what terrorism is, would fit that role perfectly, as well as Israel, okay?
Yeah.
If you do not consider America to be a terrorist group,
Of course we're
but you
not.
consider Iran to be a terrorist country,
It is.
okay, then obviously you're just simply biased on this application. You
I
just,
am biased. I'm absolutely biased. I want a world ruled by the West and by American interests. I don't want a world ruled by Islam and by terrorist interests and Iranian interests. I do. It's that simple. Like, I don't care. There's no moral equivalency here.
think terrorism is a catch-all term for whoever America's enemies are.
Well, it kind of is, actually.
Because
That's
what
crazy.
Israel has done is significantly worse than what Iran has done to Israel. Numbers on the board. What Israel has done to
Yes.
Gaza is significantly worse than what Hamas has done to Israel.
Yes.
Okay? That's it. That's it. I'm unfollowing. You're too fucking based.
There's a lot of Terrys out there. There's a whole lot of Terrys. This is the kind of stuff that these people say, we just want free healthcare. No, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, here, and this is one more with Mehdi Hassan.
We know that the very vast majority are actually British Pakistanis.
So hold on,
What you're trying to do, very vast majority are actually British Pakistanis.
So hold on,
What you're trying to do, you're trying to deflect it into thinking it's
in
somehow
those
white men
towns,
doing all
oh
this.
my God. So in Glasgow, there were white men. So 11 people abused 3 children, one of them in a nappy diaper.
I'm not talking
White
about
gang. You're not
Glasgow.
talking about that, nor is Elon Musk. In the West Midlands, in West Midlands, a decade of child sex crimes. 21 white people abused 7 children, all of them under the age of 12.
Right.
In Cornwall, in 2010,
These
3
aren't the
years of sex
scandal
crimes.
There was Well, no, it's both sides. Because one time in 2010, this bad thing happened.
You're not going to
Talking
cut me off
about
when I talk
Mehdi.
about sex crime. 6 men, well, I'll get to that in a moment. 6 men abused 30 girls, the youngest of whom was 5 years
30?
old. And you've
Wow.
just made my point for me. These are the scandals we're not talking about. Why? Why are we defining child sex crimes and grooming gangs by...
The reason why is because they're not protected by their communities. Those people are held accountable, put in jail, and the application of the law towards those people isn't reframed as racism. That's the reason why nobody's talking about that. We all know child exploitation is going to happen. We know murder is going to happen. We know rape is going to happen. It's inevitable. It's not about the way that you... It's not about whether it happens. It's about the way that you approach it happening and whether you try to hide it, protect it, or whether you try to take it on directly and solve the problem. People like Mehdi Hassan don't want to actually solve this problem because their goal is, again, ethnic and demographic replacement. So they're never going to acknowledge that there's a disproportionate amount of these people because it will go against what their greater goal is.
I will draw a line in the sand. I will say, like, if you're denying that this like replacement is happening, you're just like you're so ignorant and like you're just not living in reality. Like it's so obvious that it's happening.
race unless you're a racist or trying to make political hay out of it. I care about...
It's not race, it's just a fact. It's just a fact. You bring in a bunch of people from a country that thinks you can marry a girl at 9 years old, and they're going to be trying to fuck kids. It's really not that hard to understand.
Yep, it's not
Like-
a hard conclusion to come
Like,
to.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
It is hard for like an ignorant Western mind to like even fathom that as a possibility. But that's because like if you go on the internet, people will be like, oh, it's just an American take. That's an American take. A lot of Americans can't name or point out where these countries are. They are ignorant. So like for them to imagine a world where these people grow up with these values, where you can do that, you can marry a child. And it's just like it is so foreign and just obviously morally wrong to these people that they can't imagine it, and they just don't think it exists because it's so outrageous. But it's like that's what's happening outside of the US.
Duh.
The victims of all crimes. I don't give a damn whether the perpetrator was brown, black, white, blue, or yellow.
I do. I absolutely do. If you're importing a bunch of people from another country who should never even be in your country to begin with, I view that as worse than your native population doing it because it's an unforced error. These people should have never even been in the country to begin with. Like, you already have a natural amount of these things happening as a baseline. So whenever you have migrants and people coming in doing it at disproportionate numbers, it's an insult to injury. It makes it even worse.
We should support the victims of those crimes. And if you're only obsessed with the perpetrators, as Elon Musk is, as Robert General...
You okay with white crime? No, I'm not okay with white crime, but I realize...
What a dumb comment. I'm glad he read that. What a fucking dumb comment. It's like, what part of hearing this makes you think that this is about own group bias? No, this is not about own group bias. It's about persecuting the wrong.
That it's enough of a problem that it requires our full attention, and I don't want to be including other people's crimes on top of that. I realize that we have problems and crimes here in America, and that's the reason why we need to shut this down, get rid of these other foreign people, and then deal with our own problems. We have our own Epsteins here that we need to hold accountable. We don't need to be importing foreign Epsteins to have new fucking new files. That was a...
One thing that's funny is like when the Epstein files was coming out, people were saying like, oh, Epstein Island, oh, it's just a regular Tuesday in these countries.
Gotcha. Yeah, go permaban that guy.
Because
That was
you
a
don't
gotcha.
actually care about these girls. That's what Alexis J said.
But
this
the
week
argument,
on the
as you
BBC.
know,
Care about the victims.
the argument, as you know, from those who do want a big further inquiry, is that actually there was a very specific section of the community, a very specific section of the Muslim community, and it was British Pakistani men who they believe were operating under some warped cultural thing, which they felt entitled them to behave this way.
That's not proven, right? That's the...
It's just, yeah, it's true though. Everybody knows it's true. We all know this is true.
Like,
we know
what is proven to them? It's like what is proven to this guy? Like, it's, has he not seen like what is that documentary called? The Tommy Robinson documentary, like Citizen. It can't be Citizen Kane. I don't know what it's called.
Everybody knows this. Like, I that's not proven. Yeah, okay. So would you support research
Citizen
into
vigilante?
figuring out whether it's proven? No, he wouldn't. It's because you know that it is proven, but you just don't want to have it codified so you can pretend like it's not.
Also, if that's your rebuttal, it's not proven. It's like allegation. Oh, it's my hand. Like, like you have 5 of these. It's not proven. It's like, well, how many more allegations? Like, dude, I'm raising my eyebrow at the first one. Like, are you kidding me? You like hand wave it 5 times before it's like something that you even consider. It's crazy. Hungry bias, disgusting tribalism.
That's what we need. That's what we need. Obviously, more studying on, more research on. I agree with that because these guys.
You want more research? Well, then why didn't you support Rupert Lowe's rape report?
In places like Rochdale, rather, were British Pakistani men overwhelmingly in those cases.
Yes.
But it's very interesting that you pick a sample and then say, these are the towns we're talking about, they're all brown. Well, why can't we talk about Cornwall or Glasgow or the West Midlands? I'm saying this is a phenomenon that happens nationwide. There are multiple peers, surely you'd accept, there are multiple factors. There are experts on child sex abuse who you should invite on the show. I'm not one. Who
The experts, by the way, are the people doing it. It's this guy's group.
will tell you there are multiple factors.
They're really good at doing it.
This stuff. I mean, this happens in every country in the world. In these towns, clearly there were a lot of things going on. We know about police corruption. We should be talking about police corruption.
I just
in places
mentioned
like
it.
It's like that one joke I saw on Twitter. It's like some 2 German cops go up to like, I mean, where they're from, it's like 2 cops go up to these 2 tourists, and it's like, hey, we're looking for these 2 child molesters, and the 2 tourists look at each other. We'll do it.
Don't
corruption. We should be talking about police corruption
I just
in places like
mentioned it
Rotherham
earlier.
where the police knew what was
You think that people don't deal with police corruption?
going on, and there are exactly.
This guy's so disingenuous. Yeah, these are the people, like, we need to get rid of all these people, get all of these people out of Western civilization. Go back to Qatar, go back to the Middle East, go back to Africa, wherever you were from. I don't want to have these people in America. I don't want to have these people in Western civilization. They are poisoning it with their ethnic solidarity. It's awful. It's awful. They should not be here. They're literally raping people. They're raping people and killing people.
Allegations of like money and drugs going between the perpetrators and the
all
police.
sickening,
These
yeah.
girls were treated badly, not just because they were white, just because they were white, Piers. Let's
Not just because they were white. There were other reasons too. Oh, that makes it way better.
talk about the class issue because they were seen as worthless. They were
Yeah.
seen as poor,
I agree.
working class, not having
Yeah.
any value or credibility.
Yeah.
Everything he described is like, okay, if you read the reports, I think the very first report is of a woman who, you know, like she was from a broken family. Then like her mom was a drunk and her stepdad was absent with the mom, and then like she just lived on the streets afterwards, and then she just like she was the most vulnerable, impressionable person, and then she just got roped up, taken, groomed by like these people. They're just like, sure, like it takes evil to do that, but like it was a whole community of people like allowing it to happen too. It's like that's why it's like a gang thing. Like, you know, at what point do you hold your own friends accountable? You know, like you should.
Which was derived from the religion. So this is just really insane. They're all in cats and dogs. Yeah, definitely. Not to mention they're overwhelming in net negative on the tax system. Yeah, definitely. And I don't even really know what this is. It's very annoying for me to see this happen. But, you know, again, okay, there's one more of these, and then I want to look at some other stuff too. But yeah, it's again, people are trying their best to protect themselves from the criticism. What is this here? A few days ago, white girls in a coma. Why even have a military when anyone can invade? Is this the cutest stuff? We're going to talk about that after this. Oh yeah, here we go. Horrific moment. A migrant boat. I did have this on the list. A migrant boat headed for Italy crashes into a 17-year-old girl in the sea. The girl was knocked unconscious and has several fractures. She was saved from drowning from people who saw it and is now in the hospital with severe injuries.
A 17-year-old girl has been left seriously injured after a migrant boat crashed into her at high speed. The vessel, carrying 14 migrants, was seen hurtling towards the coast of Sugideo Beach in Sardinia.
Yep.
It then crashes into the girl, who was left unconscious and with several fractures, before carrying on to the shore instead of stopping to help.
Right.
The teenager was rescued by concerned beachgoers before
Smart.
being airlifted away to receive treatment.
There it is. That's what these people do. The rhythm, yeah, I mean, that's what these people do, bro. Like, I would tell you what I think that we should do, but I don't want to get suspended again. I think you know what I think we should do.
That's what I like about my culture here, is that we have like these protected animals, these monk seals. And one time someone threw a rock at one in a public area, and it was crazy. This dude beat the shit out of himself. Like he was like broke his, like he broke his own nose. Like, dude, like his face was like he bloodied himself up, dude. It was crazy. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I don't know how so many people just saw him beat the shit out of himself.
And I think that's true.
Stand by my comments condemning those. I think they don't have any place in the Democratic Party or in the United States of America.
Wait, is that fucking Jamie Raskin? Chat, is that Jamie Raskin?
I hate hearing women like her say they have no place in the Democratic Party and no place in America. But then the moment you ever suggest to actually deport these people, well, suddenly, well, you can't just do that. Well, okay, so then they do have a place in America then, right? Okay. I again, this is why I have no sympathy for Democrats.
He's standing next to Hillary Scholten?
Uh-huh.
I read it on the internet, but like they called it maternal suicidal empathy. And I just think that's such a good word to describe it. Because like certain women will just wave, like pretend that some things didn't happen, or like they just have too much empathy to like the point where you're allowing things that will hurt you to eventually happen.
Oh my God. What the hell is Jamie Raskin doing over there? Also, come on, Jamie Raskin, you know better. You know better. Don't lend your platform to this nonsense, even if we have disagreements. That's crazy.
Disagreements.
The entire mainstream media is now clearly pro-Zionist. Wouldn't it be right to include all advertising the BDS movement? Wouldn't that help change the media narrative? Okay, anarchy, evolution. Yeah, let's blacklist every media outlet. Like, come on, man. That's
How
not
are you
gonna
gonna
work.
do that?
We have to be focused. We have to be disciplined. I genuinely think a big part of this, it has to stem from the fact that my name is Hassan, right?
It's just funny. He looks so upset too.
Oh, they're after me because because I have a foreign name. I think that the big problem is this supporting terrorism and thinking that American Jews have collective accountability for the actions of Israel, and then assigning that accountability to American Jews and making these like veiled threats. Like, yeah, man, it's really because your name is Hassan. That's the real reason why everybody's calling you out. Oh my God.
You know? It's got to be, because
this is what these people always do. They always they support and they enable the most heinous, depraved, evil things in the world, and then the moment you hold them accountable, they're crying about, oh my God, it's racism and Islamophobia. No, people aren't afraid of everybody that's named Hassan. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of people like you, and they're afraid of people that support the same things that you support. That's the big problem. That's the issue.
No, that is an issue too. That's actually an issue. He has a large platform, and he's pretty crazy.
And they constantly try to reframe criticism of themselves as criticism of the group, which is ironically the same argument that he's giving against Jews. Is he's saying basically every time that you frame criticism around Israel into criticism towards Jews, you make the unconscious comparison between Jews and Israel's. But Hassan doesn't realize that he's doing the exact same thing. He is. The exact same thing. He's saying, well, whenever you're calling me out for supporting terrorism and saying that American Jews have some collective accountability for the actions of Israel, this is Islamophobic. Whenever you say it's Islamophobic, you are hiding behind the shield of over 1 billion Muslims in the world and saying that all of them now need to protect you and they have some kind of shared goal with you. He's doing the exact same thing.
Because they're taking something that I have said 1,000,000 times.
Wrong, you just support racism? Okay, well, what? A person that's saying that, like, I have no interest, I don't care about proving you wrong because it doesn't, like, you know that you're lying. I know that you're lying. And I think that you know that I know you're lying. I'm not going to engage in this performative argument about trying to disprove what I'm saying. We're not going to waste our time with this. So I'm not going to go through this or anything else. Like, that is so, like, this is from 2022, okay? That was a long time ago that worked. It doesn't work anymore. I don't care. Say whatever you want.
Times over. They're taking something that I've said 1,000,000 times over, that Zionism is not Judaism, and that to attack Jews...
If Zionism isn't Judaism, then why do you say that things that are spiritually Israeli are a Venn diagram that happens to be a circle with Jewish stereotypes? How is it that every single time that you say something negative about Israel or something as Israeli, that always is one-to-one with a Jewish stereotype?
Over the crimes of Israel is anti-Semitic, and that Judaism being tied to Israel is actually making it less safe for Jews, is something that I have said 1,000,000 times over. It's something that I believe. It's something that I...
By the way, Israel is like 18 or something like that % Arab Muslim. So even in Israel, that's not true.
I've advocated for. It's something that I have never shied
18,
away
20, is it 20%
from
now? I'm
openly
not sure.
revealing. And you can
So
go
even the premise of this is a lie. Not only is he lying, but even the lies are built on other lies.
It's just fun to watch these two go back and forth. Well, it's kind of one-sided because Hassan has like a timer whenever he faces criticism, and like he'll just crash out. But like Asmund just like keeps talking. Like, I mean, when you have a gaming background like that, like dude, people shit talk you all the time. It doesn't fucking matter. But then Hassan has like a news background where like credibility is his entire lifeline. So like you just can't, like he doesn't understand the humor. He doesn't understand jokes. He can't take it.
go back
Funny
for
to watch.
a decade. Also, Mr. Piker, Zionism is in fact bound up with Judaism. It's not false conflation. Yes, some Jews are anti-Zionist, and yes, you have helped turn the Z word into a slur that such large number of Jews, particularly younger ones, disown it partly out of misunderstanding. Here it is.
Yeah.
This is the reason why they fucking hate my ass. Okay?
But yeah, because you support terrorism and you want to kill and genocide Jews. Or maybe you don't want to. You just support the people that do. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, right? Like, whenever you're out there advocating for groups that want to genocide Jews, like, I feel like, yeah, that's pretty bad. Of course they're going to hate you. We fought a whole war against the Nazis, and part of it was because of that. Like, that's the main thing everybody learns in history is, like, this is an evil thing to do. And, like, you're going around supporting people that would have supported the Nazis. Like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, they would have supported the Nazis.
If you want to know the truth, it is not because...
This is at the same time, you literally have a framed newspaper of 9/11 behind you.
Zionists in America, Zionist organizations in America despise me because I'm not anti-Semitic and because
You're not anti-Semitic. You just support groups that want to kill every Jew. Guys, I don't hate black people. I just support the KKK. What are you doing? What do you do? Does anybody believe this? It's so stupid and dishonest. It's unbelievable.
It is
fight
crazy
hard
liar
against anti-Semitism. That is why they fucking hate my ass way more than Nick Fuentes, way more than Candace Owens, way more than any number of people who have come out and said actual anti-Semitic.
They hate a good piece of evidence that Hassan is hated more than Nick Fuentes is that there was a bill passed that publicly condemned Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was banned on every single mainstream platform, including Hassan's main platform, which is Twitch, and he was also debanked by multiple organizations. But no, you're the one that's being now approached and like condemned and attacked because people are criticizing you for saying something.
I will say Nick Fuentes has very strong language. Hassan has like indirectly strong language. Asmund has very strong language too, but like he's not Nick Fuentes.
Hassan has never been deplatformed. If anything, he's been platformed. He's been repeatedly platformed over and over. Nick has been repeatedly deplatformed. He's just lying.
Things, because that is a perfect way to wrap up the story. Of course they oppose the world's sole Jewish state. They're Jew haters. But they can't say that about me, even though they try. But most normal people hear my commentary and they go, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy defends Jews all the time. As a matter of fact, one of the common criticisms that I hear from normies is that I'm doing too much throat clearing anytime I talk. Anytime I talk about the issue of Israel, I will spend a good deal of time talking about the dangers of anti-Semitism.
The dangers of anti-Semitism while you support a group, the Houthis. You say you are 10 toes down in support of the Houthis, and their slogan is a curse on the Jew. It's not a curse on the Israel. It's not a curse on Zionists. It's a curse on the Jew. But you're openly supporting them. This is a person who is just lying. He is just lying to you to make you believe him. Hassan is massively anti-Semitic. It's obvious because he supports groups that want to kill Jews. That's anti-Semitic. It's that simple. If the groups that Hassan supports had their way, we would have another Holocaust and it would be worse than the first one. It's that simple.
And that hurts the feelings of people like Jonathan Greenblatt more than anything else.
Lying is
because
okay.
Nick Fuentes is not...
Brother, you're repeating yourself? I know. Because I want this to be the way that people look at it. I do. The reason why, and I apologize, maybe I'm repeating myself too much.
He's goy looping.
This is how people should see it. This is what it is. Can't forget this. It bears repeating over and over and over.
Going to convert.
No, but that is true though. Like if something's just right and there's like one just best way to explain it, like no matter how many times someone you're disagreeing with or arguing or debating or whatever kind of conversation you're having, like it just rephrasing the same thing. Like if just keep coming at it the exact same way, it's gonna make them sound stupid eventually.
A generation of young American Jews away from Zionist propaganda into
Yep. This guy said in chat, if he repeats his lie, you repeat the truth. Like if what you're saying is just objectively true in facts, like why should you rephrase it just to avoid saying the same thing? It's just a perception thing. Like if what you're saying is objectively right and the best way to say it, why start diluting it just because someone's not understanding it or intentionally misunderstanding it?
seeing Israel in its actions for what it truly is. So Micah Lasher here unironically gives the game away. You have helped turn the Z word into a slur such that large numbers of Jews, particularly younger ones, disown it partly out of misunderstanding.
He did this so badly that Zionist is now an explicit term that is stated inside of the Twitch terms of service that you can't use as a derogatory word. That's they literally, like, if Hassan was not on the platform, they wouldn't have made that terms of service change. They made that change explicitly because of him.
No agency for young Jews, apparently, according to Micah Lasher. He says, yes, there are anti-Zionist Jews, but they don't know what they're saying. They've been hypnotized by you, Hassan. You controlled the media, and you hypnotized young Jews into feeling shame, into feeling a sense of shame, as though I
think it's more fear. It's more fear. Like, whenever you're supporting groups that want to kill Jews, I think that they're not really feeling shame necessarily. They're feeling fear. So, like, for example, there was a Holocaust survivor. She was like 80 years old, and she was burned alive by a Turkish pro-Palestine psychopath. And other pro-Palestine people came out to support him. So I think that they're worried more about getting burned alive again.
Did that.
That's
that.
the concern.
Israel's actions did that.
Israel is the one that caused him to light the Holocaust survivor on fire.
Yeah, Israel shot my dog.
Excuse me. I thought he was from Turkey. I think actually, now that you say it, you're right. It was Egypt. Just more accurate. Yeah, it's how many points in the graph until you can see the guy's anti-Semitic and a terrorist supporter. It's obvious. That's why I call this out a lot, right? I do, and I talk about it a lot because it's like eventually, and takes notes to the pushback. What is this here? Is him talk? Oh, this is him talking about me. Destiny's talking about me.
Malicious and anti-Semitic, and should not be tolerated by anyone in the public square. What we've seen is a startling rise of hate crime.
Condemnation should be. Fuck coward. Oh my god, I can't believe this shit. Why are you the topic? I'm going crazy. Dude, fuck this dumbass. Fuck you, Hakeem. Fuck them all. There's no hope for this clown-ass world. Shut the fuck up, Jeffries. Was that a Candace CBS interview? This can't be what they seriously try to push.
Particularly in this moment.
Fuck that, man. This fucking clown, LeMayo. Bruh, get him out of office. Shut up, you fascist collaborator. Mamdani supports this guy for leader, by the way. Come the fuck on, man. I don't believe you. Dangerous! I'm screaming! There's time he's direct.
Be successful.
What? Calls this out. Okay, this is part about me.
This is not going to be successful for anybody. It's just a lose-lose situation.
Like Rogers did there.
Then why would you appear with him? What do you mean? What the fuck?
She calls this out, and I think it's true. And obviously Hassan, of course, has to protect his reputation and defend himself. If I was an Israel First Congresswoman, what?
If I was an Israel First
Dude, kill me. Bruh. Shit's cooked. What do you want me to say, guys?
What the hell does this have to do with Israel? This dude talks about Israel.
Me every single time Hassan talks about anything ever.
More than the KKK talks about black people.
True.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Like, I feel like he talks like, this is insane. Like, he talks about Israel more than Nick Fuentes.
True.
Holy shit, man. It's really everything. Like, it's DR'd. Just stop.
DR.
I feel like at some point Israel's got to be paying him. Like, I mean, he's making a mockery out of this. There are legitimate criticisms of Israel's involvement in American politics. I've discussed them at length. But the truth is that
so funny.
this is just embarrassing. Hassan is actually Israel first. All topics Israel first. Yeah, that's true, actually. That's funny.
True, actually. That's a good
possible
one.
cheating scandal. That was not me. That was from Chad. You're not an anti-Zionist. Like, it's just, you're just not. I mean, here's the reason why Hassan is anti-Semitic. It's because he supports groups that want to genocide Jews. Here.
Shit. Wait, that's actually so much better than my argument. Fuck, I should have just used that one. Wait, what the fuck?
It's pretty simple, isn't it? When you support somebody that wants to kill all of the Jews, that makes you anti-Semitic. Yeah, it's really simple.
But true, actually. True.
Yeah. Let's do a thought exercise. Let's say I support the Nazis. Would you say that's anti-Semitic to support the Nazis? Yes.
Yeah.
So why? Well, it's because of the Holocaust. The Holocaust happened, and the Nazis killed a bunch of people, a bunch of Jews. So now Hassan is supporting another group of people that wants to do another Holocaust. They say it. They say it. This is, and I'll just real quick. Does Hamas call to kill Jews in their charter?
No.
We'll pull this up and look at it here and say it probably.
No, how does Israel have better Israel-Palestine insight than fucking Hassan? Kill me!
You know, like because I'm on the side of America. I'm not on the side of terrorists. It's actually super easy. See, the thing is that it's not that I have better insight. Hassan knows everything that I'm saying. He just simply ignores it because he's trying to push the agenda of terrorism. That's the reason why. It's not that he doesn't know this. It's that this is the best argument that he can make because he knows the facts aren't on his side.
Yeah, they're not.
The McDonald's, I'm loving it. Well, the Houthis is curse upon the Jews. That's it. So there you go. All these bars are on axis of resistance.
Unironically a bar.
Asmongold has some big brain people hidden in his Discord. No. This is just like very obvious if you're not like a fucking retard. This has always been my complaint.
Like if you have a shred of humanity and like you care about living a good life and preserving having a good life, like this is just common sense.
About fucking Asmon shit and fucking XQC is that they're not stupid. They're probably like above average IQ people. They just don't do any actual reading or research. But this is also one of my complaints too, is that in any competition between people just going onto Twitch to try to see who they want to get their political commentary from, like Hassan is a avowed propagandist. He has no commitment to like the truth or anything factually correct at all. So if you're just like a passive observer and you watch any of these like right-wing chuds, they're always going to come off as way more rational and way more honest than fucking Hassan, who's just like is a liar who fucking hates the West. It's just what he is.
This is one of the things that all of the Democrats that voted for Joe Biden in the 2020 primary, not a single one of them, I can't say not a single one, but the overwhelming majority of them, they're not going to be supporting somebody who is like pro-Hamas, pro-Houthi, pro-9/11, right?
Like, why? You shouldn't have to get this take from... Like, how is it that Asmon does better, like, lib news coverage than all of my...
This is because this is at the end of Lord of the Rings. I never thought I'd find myself on the same side as an elf. Well, sometimes you have to be on the same side as an American. I think that Destiny is still an American. Like, he's a liberal American. There are Democrat Americans. These other people are foreign invaders. They are foreign invaders that hate our culture, that hate people based off of their ethnicity, hate them based off of their religion, and they also want to replace our culture with theirs. Are you the dwarf in this analogy?
It is kind of a little funny too, because like where I'm from, like I'm like this is like not the place to be Muslim. Like everything here is like pork. Like dude, we love pork. Everything here is pork. I don't know. You can never cry Islamophobia in this state either, because like that would just be like more replacement. Like you're not gonna go to a place called Hawaii where there are Hawaiians, the indigenous race of Hawaii, and then being like, oh, you guys don't serve anything without pork. That's Islamophobic. It's like, bitch, this is not your land to like claim that.
No.
And the thing is, we unfairly don't care. Like we unfairly don't care. It's that simple. Like you're here in our world. Like shut the fuck up and eat the pig.
I think somebody else would be the dwarf in this analogy.
Lib left media. This is absolutely true, right? Like on one end, you've got all these like young, like 19-year-old white guys who are like, the average American is not going to support anything to Israel. And then on the other side, it's like, I don't think the average American's going to be on board with a guy who says that like Hezbollah is fucking awesome. That's fucking crazy. You're delusional. The average American might not have strong feelings about Israel. And maybe most of them think that they committed a genocide or whatever. But if you're up on stage with a dude who's saying Hezbollah and the Houthis are fucking awesome, you're going to look like a fucking lunatic. You look crazy.
Yeah, you look like a terrorist supporter because you are one.
This shouldn't be difficult to say. This is the easiest thing in the world to admit to. Like, that's not a good look, especially for a guy named Abdul Al-Sayed who's Arabic. That's crazy. He's an Arab.
That is dude, he's speaking actual facts. Like how can you even be like terrorist supporting adjacent with a name like that? Like it's It's too on the nose. Like it's like a fucking Kojima game.
It's crazy that you would try to heavily associate this dude, and now you're anchoring him with Hassan. Like Abdul has to swim for both of them. Like Abdul is here to
Exactly what I said. I said the same thing.
do fucking PR for Hassan on Twitch. It's
That's
insane.
right. Exactly.
Hassan brags about.
And this is the reason why Hassan does this, by the way, is he's like a parasite trying to infect a larger host to hopefully dilute the accountability from himself.
Being mentioned by Trump.
Gave him a lot of money, and he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says that America deserved
There you go.
9/11.
Oh, not a good thing to say.
I love it when people say terror or Hassan's a terrorist supporter. It's just true.
Is another one. This is really good for Abdul that Hassan is. Why Hassan says Abdul El Sayed agrees with him and any disavowal was purely tactical. Then why would you say this? Like, don't you want him to win the election? If this is actually true, which I think it is true, by the way, why would you say this? The reason why he would say this is because he's a narcissist that cares more about his own image than he does about the politics. Because the only thing that he cares even more, and I know this is hard to say, not as much as food, but second to food is his own image. And then underneath that is Islamic terrorism. So it goes food, ego, terrorism. Probably in that order.
There are going to be a lot of people who are already questioning Abdullah Sayed's sincerity on these issues that will then turn around and say, oh, he's moderating his position on Israel, all this stuff. I don't think he is. Okay, I will say this. I am literally the person that is being dangled, and I'm going to tell you once again, he's not moderating on his perspective on Israel or anything like that. Okay, his reaction to this has always been very good, which is, look, I deal with people that I don't fully agree with and don't fully subscribe to on a daily basis. This is politics. Politics is about addition, not subtraction, right? It's smart. It's the right way to deal with it, and then deflect back to the issues because they are the ones who are engaging in the deflection. Okay? There are going to be a lot of people.
So basically it's like, okay, well, he's lying and he's just actually, no, he secretly agrees with me, which by the way, I think is true. So everyone's ignoring it? Okay. Why is he like terrorism so much? He's an atheist? He's rebranded himself as a Muslim. Not only is Hassan's community speaking like they belong in a Nazi march, but multiple members of his community have been indicted for terrorist threats based on Hassan's calls to violence.
That's crazy, by the way. He's implicated, like, dude, he's getting his chat, and like, it's their fucking fault for doing shit, but like, that should be a red flag. That's such a red flag. Like, if anyone else, like, had a call to action end this way, and like, indicted for terroristic threats, like, bro, that should be a ban and a half. Like, dude, why is Hassan not on Rumble? Like, actually.
Yeah, he was on Hassan's stream. There he is. And this is something. Subject regularly listened to the social media influencer Hassan Piker. So he's spawning Terrys. There he is. Yep. He's here. It's that simple.
That's like the flood in Halo. Holy shit.
That's simple. How many times has this happened? A surprisingly large amount. It is a surprisingly large amount of times the same thing has happened. It's almost like there's a trend. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, guys, but it sure seems like there's a trend.
This also is part of the problem. Like, boomers don't understand streaming at all. So they just think that all I do is run around and say, like, heinous things, you know?
Okay, so, all right. I streamed for 8 hours. It took me 1 second to say the N-word. Are we really just going to look at that 1 second where I said the N-word and say the whole 8 hours stream is racist now? I mean, come on. That's not fair. I only said it 7 times. That's 7 seconds out of an 8-hour stream.
It was an audio glitch.
These are defenders of child killers. I'm sorry.
What, like what, Lindsay Clancy, or like what are you talking about?
If you're a defender of Israel, your word means nothing to me. Okay? If you're a defender of genocide, you've already defended the worst crime. This also.
Well, imagine if you're 10 toes down with genocide. I feel like that's even worse than defending it. It's one thing to say that you don't care. It's another thing to say that you're defending it. But then you're saying you're 10 toes down with genocide. I mean, holy shit. Oh my God, that's really bad. That's super anti-Semitic. Wow. So anyway, and this is also glowing 100% positive profile on Hassan Piker, NBC News. We're not going to watch this, obviously. Nothing about Jews, Islam, Israel. This is before I started getting involved in any Democratic Party primaries and people want to hold Israel accountable elected. Yeah, it was before anybody knew what they were talking about. Yeah, nobody really paid attention to what you were doing. And then people start paying attention to what you're doing. And I said this before. Remember what I said? This is a monkey's paw fucking, thing that he's gaining more mainstream traction because it's going to turn around and bite him in the ass. I don't think that's even started yet, by the way. I think this is only the beginning of the end. There are so many other clips and so many other things that I feel like it's going to be really hard for Twitch to defend this, to even have this person on the platform. It is.
Yeah.
That's extremely very bad. People are already pressing Dan Clancy on this, and I think it's just going to keep getting worse. And it keeps doing stuff every day. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I hope he doesn't get banned because then I'm going to lose out on content. I'm going to have to play more video games. But, like, it seems like it probably won't happen. This one, okay, there's one more. This is the last one that's whatever. Let me see if I can find this. A Clancy, a weasel. I mean, I think that Twitch just doesn't want to make comments on it, but it's very clear that Twitch is ideologically captured. These are all the people that have already condemned him. Have not condemned him is Dan Clancy, the current CEO of Twitch. Hassan Piker directly named at upcoming House Resolution Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2025, calling him out as specifically one of the most prominent anti-Semites in America. Do you know who else has been calling out Hassan for anti-Semitism? Where is it? It's Nick.
Yeah, Hassan. Hey, someone needs to tell Hassan Piker that threatening the safety of Jews is never okay. Yeah, Hassan. Hey, someone needs to tell Hassan Piker that threatening the safety of Jews is never okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's like super anti-Semitic and bad.
Crazy. Would it ever come to that conclusion?
Hey, asshole. I don't know who needs to tell you this. And why am I the one that needs to say it? But threatening the safety of Jews is never okay. It's always anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
You anti-Semitic filth.
Getting called out for anti-Semitism by Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, Hassan. Hey, someone needs to tell Hassan Piker that threatening the safety of Jews is never okay, idiot.
That's bad.
Damn.